Hey guys, Sun here. You're watching Behind the Scenes. If you're new to this channel, Behind the Scenes is where I talk to you guys about the process of creating a privacy guide series. And sometimes I talk about the process of just creating content in general to empower other content creators. So I have a big announcement to share with you guys today. At least it's big to me. Our community has been growing. As you have seen, people are watching these episodes more, people are commenting, asking questions, and that is really cool. And our community now has surpassed 1,000 followers. So we're now more than 1,000 people that are subscribed to this channel and who are promoting privacy by watching, sharing, and engaging with this content. And that is amazing. I'm going to share with you guys just a few statistics. Actually, before I do this, I mentioned this in a previous episode, but I want to make sure that my point is out there. The reason why I'm doing the privacy guides is I think privacy is one of the most important topics right now in 2020, with a lot of governments starting to install face tracking cameras all over the place. John Oliver has a great episode on this. I'll link it in the description. It's now or never. We have to reclaim our privacy. We have to make sure governments put in place legislation to protect our privacy. And the picture now is not looking great, but together, by sharing this content, by talking about privacy to everyone we know, by converting our sisters, our uncles, our parents to using more privacy conscious technology, and by spreading the word, we're going to make a difference. And so back to the privacy guide series. Over the past 28 days, these episodes have been watched over 23,000 times. Not all of them, I mean the number of views. And people have watched this content over 118,000 hours. And we've welcomed 676 new members to this community. So that is wow, that's amazing. I mean, that's my little contribution to privacy. As some of you may have seen in the episode on why privacy matters, well, actually it wasn't really an episode. That's it's a talk I gave in last December. So that's many months ago. And that was the first public mention of the Privacy Guides project. Back then it was just an idea. And I went to Creative Mornings to talk about silence. That was the theme of the month. If you don't know what Creative Mornings is, it's a great worldwide series on creativity to spawn ideas, share ideas with people. I'll link it in the description. So I went there and I talked about privacy, and I didn't know what to expect. And people actually really started to engage with privacy, and that is what fueled this series. That talk inspired me to spread that message. So I'm yada-yadding here. So that's number one announcement. As you can see, these episodes are being watched more and more. And thanks, guys, for engaging with this content, for sharing it outside of YouTube. I know some of you are sharing it on Twitter. That's amazing. If that can help others care about privacy, I couldn't be happier. Now, the other announcement I have is when I shared on Reddit that this channel was having a hard time taking off, and the Reddit community was really amazing. It was actually quite humbling. The Reddit community mentioned that I should look into PeerTube. And I think last behind the scenes episode was actually dedicated to PeerTube and to thanking the Reddit community. So I did look into PeerTube, and I actually created my own instance. Now, LickStats, one of my projects, has a whole bunch of bandwidth that wasn't being used, and it was already paid for. So I decided to donate that bandwidth to the Privacy Guides project through something I called the LickStats Foundation. And this, let's have a look. If we're looking at this here, peertube.sunknudsen.com, all of the Privacy Guide episodes that are found on YouTube have been uploaded to this instance that is very sovereign. I'm the operator behind this. And so that's pretty cool. So it means if you guys want to engage with that content using the Fediverse, it's now possible. And the other piece of news that I want to share is privacytools.io just released pretty much at the same time their own instance of PeerTube. The reason for that is PrivacyTools.io is a nonprofit that promotes privacy and teaches people how to be more private using a set of different tools. They actually created and are self-hosting their own instance. That means that other privacy content creators that are perhaps not interested in maintaining their own node, may not have the budget to maintain their own node, well, they can get in touch with the people behind PrivacyTools.io, and PrivacyTools.io might, host them. So that's super cool. And as you can see, the privacy guides has been federated to their instance, and that's really cool. So you guys can actually help out, by the way. If you go on tube.privacytools.io, you guys can actually watch a few of the episodes of the privacy guides and perhaps like them. That will help them gain awareness on that federated instance of PeerTube. So I would be super thankful for that. So that's all I have for you today. I'm going to be back next week to our regular programming, where I'm going to be discussing Mulvad first, as promised in last episode, and then as also promised, I'm going to be starting a sub-series on how to self-host our own StrongSwan VPN server and how to self-host SOCKS 5 over SSH proxies, all of which are amazing tools to route our internet traffic through other countries. So stay tuned, have an amazing weekend, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.